I'm sure at this point we've all heard of the Insta360 Link, which has been dubbed as the world's best 4K web camera. But I'm not gonna beat it around the bush, okay? This thing costs $300 freaking, so it's gonna be really tough to swallow for most of us. It's jam-packed with a buttload of really cool features, and it's powered by AI. But is it worth the $300 price tag? Well, that's what I'm gonna find out in this video, so before you guys buy it, make sure to watch the full video. I do want to quickly say that Insta360 did send this out to me and sponsor this video, but they have no control on the direction of the video and what I'm going to say in it. So the Insta360 comes with a double-end USB-C cable. However, they do include a USB-A adapter to convert it if your laptop or PC doesn't have a USB Type-C port. Installation is pretty straightforward. You just plug the cable into your PC and download and install the Insta360 app. Afterwards, it's recommended to download and install the latest firmware and you're up and running. The webcam gets attached on the top of your monitor. There's a lip in the front that prevents the camera from slipping off, and you can use the flap in the back to adjust the angle. This will fit most laptops and even some of the more thicker monitors up to an inch comfortably. One of the things I really like about the Insta360 Link is how user-friendly their app is. It's extremely easy to navigate around since all your settings are right there in front of you. On the bottom left, you have the option of changing the resolution of the webcam, and it does support 720p, 1080p, and even 4K resolution. The next option on the bottom enables tracking, but you can also enable this feature by simply holding up your palm. Every time the camera recognizes a command, it will blink blue as a confirmation. So in this case, it recognized my palm gesture to enable tracking, which, by the way, the tracking feature on this webcam is incredible. It has a built-in AI algorithm that detects the presence of people in the frame, and it tracks them with the 3-axis gimbal. It's extremely accurate, and it's able to keep up with me quite well. One thing to note is that you can also adjust the tracking speed in the settings, so if you're constantly moving around, it's best to leave it on the fast option. Just for fun, I actually tried my hardest to outrun the tracking software, and I was able to succeed a few times. But for normal use case scenarios, it's able to keep up easily. Zoom is another really cool feature. You can manually make the camera zoom in on your beautiful face. You can activate this feature by simply using the L gesture. From here, you can raise your arm for the camera to zoom in and lower your arm to zoom out. But it's important to keep your hand in the frame, otherwise the camera will stop tracking it. But if you don't want to keep throwing the Fortnite L around, you can enable AI zoom instead. This will automatically zoom in for you depending on what setting you've selected. You can have the camera zoom in on your head, half of your body, or keep your entire body in focus. It just depends on what you're doing. The Insta360 also has an autofocus feature that they're calling True Focus, and for the most part, it works pretty well until it doesn't. I noticed that it would have trouble focusing smaller objects. You would have to position the object directly in the center for it to autofocus, but most of the time it works really well. The smaller the object is, the more trouble it has fishing for a focus. This is because the focus algorithm is set to the human face as the highest priority first. So if it detects a face even by a little bit, it will try its best to focus in on it, as you can see in this video. The best thing to do is cover your face or step aside. Speaking of autofocus, the camera will also balance the highlights and shadows in your video, ensuring your background isn't overexposed. This is done by enabling HDR underneath the settings. However, keep in mind, this does not support 4K resolution or higher FPS. It only works in 1080p and 720p. Whiteboard mode is also pretty cool. The camera will basically enhance the whiteboard in your frame, and it makes it easier to read. You just have to apply these markers to the corners of your whiteboard, and the camera will do the rest. You can also activate whiteboard mode using a 2-finger gesture. Overhead mode is my favorite. The camera will automatically face downward at a 90-degree angle, which is perfect for unboxing videos or demonstrations where you need a top-down view. In order to achieve this angle, you will need to use a desk mount of some sort. Desk view mode is kind of similar, except it's not a 90-degree angle from the top. It's more of a 45-degree angle from the top of your monitor. However, the cool part about desk view mode is that the camera uses software to distort the image and make it seem like it's in overhead mode. It's actually pretty nuts. The cool part about desk view mode is that you don't need a tripod or a desk mount. Streaming mode is another really cool feature. This rotates the camera on its side to give you a vertical format. You can do this in both HD and 720p. Unfortunately, 4K is not supported. This mode is great for streaming live to your audience as it provides a better viewing experience and image quality on mobile devices. Also with TikTok, Instagram Reels, and now the release of YouTube Shorts, Almost everyone wants to be a content creator, and this mode makes it really easy to shoot content in that aspect ratio. I do recommend using a tripod for this, however, as it will provide the best tracking and viewing results since you can move the camera around freely as opposed to having it attached to a laptop or a monitor. Insta360 actually sells one separately, which is cool. Speaking of streaming, the preset feature is also very neat. You can set up to 6 presets and have the camera switch between them with a click of a button. But what really impressed me the most is actually the built-in microphone. It doesn't sound terrible, but what's impressive about it is the built-in noise canceling feature. It actually works pretty damn well. So here I am knocking on the table as I'm talking directly into the webcam. You guys probably can't hear it. Here's the same exact test, but now I'm using the microphone that's attached to my camera. I'll let you guys be the judge. All right, next test, I'm gonna be using a heat gun and I'm gonna put it to max setting. So here we go. It is currently on and I'm talking directly into the webcam with the heat gun pretty much close to my mouth. And then I'm gonna switch over to the audio from the microphone that's hooked up to my camera. Again, you guys can be the judge. My conclusion is this: if you're an online instructor, business professional, content creator, or anyone who can benefit from using these features, then I really think it's worth the investment. It's a bit pricey, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, okay? But I do think the price is justified here, especially considering there aren't any other webcams out there with these features. At the end of the day, this is an investment, okay? If you think this can make your job a lot easier, or you can do your job a lot better, then I do think it's worth the investment. Now, if you're gonna buy this and stick it in one spot just to use it as a webcam, then you're not getting any value out of it, especially since you can find much cheaper 4K webcams out there. The Insta360 Link is only worth it if you're using the awesome features it comes with. I'll drop a link to it down below if anyone is interested in picking one up. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.